Nancy Mace is a nasty. I would pay money to see Mace get f***ing decked in the mouth. Nancy Mace is a literal. Nancy Mace is a. Happy Easter. That's the tweet. Nancy Mace is such a useless piece of straight trash. Nancy Mace is a disgusting pig. We need to bully this ugly back to the closet she came out of.
Now, you might be wondering, what caused Nancy Mace to say all of those things? Well, she had a full-blown meltdown in a makeup store, screamed "F*** you" at a constituent, filmed it herself, and then posted online because that's just how MAGA treats voters now when they're asked to do their job.
And Nancy Mace posted this now infamous video online after a man who is allegedly one of her constituents confronted her while she was shopping. Take a look.
I do them every year.
Every year?
You want to keep going?
Do any more this
you want to keep going and keep harassing me? You could have gone to a dozen town halls last year.
I asked if you're doing any more this year. It was one simple question.
Yeah.
Are you doing a town
I've already done one. I'll do plenty more.
Any more this year? It was a simple question.
You're always invited.
Okay.
Her tantrum exposes how utterly pathetic and useless she is. She thought she did something great, but here's the twist. Her victimhood campaign has backfired, where Republicans are even calling her out. It's embarrassing that a public leader is so disrespectful and unkind, seemingly without shame. Sorry, but it seems she was a little too aggressive here. Her shtick is wearing thin. I like her, I'm a conservative, I'm a Republican, but she is wrong. Now she's pulling the classic leftist maneuver of playing the victim. She forgets she's supposed to serve the people. Other than Jerry Springer moments like this, what has Mace done? She just says crazy stuff. She hasn't sponsored a single piece of legislation in her entire career. I'm a staunch female Trump supporter. Based on the video, his demeanor, and her responses in this interview, she seems unhinged. And just so we're all clear, instead of improving our lives or working to, I don't know, lower the cost of groceries, she's either storming bathrooms to inspect people's genitals, playing Ice Barbie from the backseat of an SUV, or screaming at constituents in a makeup store. This whole meltdown reminds me of the time that Nancy Mace faked being assaulted by an activist. She claimed that she was injured so badly she had to wear a sling. But surprise, surprise, the charges were dropped. Because she lied. Turns out the only thing bruised was her ego. Now, if you're wondering what caused Nancy Mace to absolutely lose her shit in the middle of a makeup aisle, well, a constituent by the name of Eli Murray Quick calmly asked, will she be holding any town halls? And Mace responded, like he just tried to cancel her Ozempic prescription.
And by the way, I voted for gay marriage twice.
What does that have to do with me?
So I'm just saying, it has to everything to do with you.
Do you think everything about me has to do with gay marriage?
I do,
That's
absolutely.
your first stance when you speak with me?
But it's not the volume, it's the tone, it's the rage, it's the wild pivot to, I voted for gay marriage twice.
You people on the left are crazy.
So I'm
You're absolutely crazy.
I'm absolutely
You are. And get out of my face.
You're insane.
Goodbye.
You're insane. You're gonna me? You're
Yep.
gonna be voted
Bye.
out so fast this year.
I'm not.
Wait for you to
I won by so much.
You're a disgrace to this state. That's what you are. You're a disgrace. I asked you a simple question and you just go on this tirade and tell me you.
Yeah, you.
Disgusting.
Get out of my face.
You.
Get out of my face. Try it. What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
You say me?
Yep, I sure did.
The first thing you're gonna say to me is
Absolutely. Get the out of my face. Now.
And in her delusional mind, Mace thought that she was in the right by blasting that video on social media with this caption. Some unhinged lunatic, a man wearing Daisy Dukes at a makeup store, got in my face today. Alright, first off, if you're gonna insult someone's clothing, at least get it right. Those aren't Daisy Dukes. Dems are nuts. So I went off and I won't be backing down. I hold the line 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Try me. Oh, give me a break. That guy was further than the 6-foot social distancing rule we had during COVID. That's not holding the line, that's having a meltdown in aisle 5. Her victimhood tantrum is pure pick-me energy from the most cowardly lawmaker in Congress. You don't get to scream "F you" in the skincare aisle and then cosplay as Rambo. And then the spiraling really started. Not only has she tweeted, I don't know, hundreds of tweets about this story, but she also made another video doubling down, and boy, is it sad.
Today, her first day as comms director is Daisy Dukes Day. Yeah, that guy. It's not the first time I've ever used language with people before, and it certainly won't be the last. You don't have the right to harass me. It's not ever going to be okay. And if you want to get in my face, expect it right back, and I will record you, and I will make you famous.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Apparently, humiliating herself on social media wasn't enough. So then she went on a Sean Hannity to push the narrative that she was the real victim.
And I will tell you, I felt threatened, I felt harassed, and I will tell you, as someone who's experienced trauma in her life, and a lot of women will understand what I'm talking about when some guy gets in your face and approaches you in the aggressive manner that he did, and you feel like you're in danger. Instinctively, as women who've been through trauma, who've survived sexual assault, survived domestic abuse, you have two options. You can fight or you can flee. And Sean, I'm a fighter. And I've never stood back down from a fight. I will stand my ground like any strong woman should.
No. Mace does not get to play this card. Even though she says she's a survivor, she does not get to invoke and weaponize sexual assault and domestic abuse to justify verbally assaulting a voter in a makeup store. Because here's the reality. When survivors of sexual assault say they're afraid, they're routinely dismissed, they're gaslit, and they're told they're overreacting. And when someone in power like Nancy Mace co-opts that language to dodge responsibility for a very public, very performative clout meltdown, she's not just making a mockery of the truth, she's making it harder for actual survivors to be believed. She says that she's a victim of rape, but then defends people like Jim Jordan, a man who turned a blind eye to sexual abuse under his watch at the Ohio State.
I know you've been outspoken about defending victims of sexual assault. Do the past allegations against Jim Jordan that he turned a blind eye to sexual abuse give you any reservations?
I'm not familiar or aware with that. He's not indicted on anything that I'm aware of, and so I don't know anything and can't speak to that. But I will say that I have been, as you said, Margaret, I don't know anything, and I don't know anything about that. I have since learned a little bit more, and again, I mean, these were I guess adults. This is something that should have been adjudicated in a court of law. I don't know that it has been.
There are grown men who today are saying Jim Jordan knew about this doctor who was molesting them, and he's a liar, and he shouldn't be speaker. But moving on.
I mean, has that been adjudicated in a court of law would be my next question. I mean, where is that?
But I'm just saying they're saying it on the record, but beyond that, moving on.
And I just want to point out that Mace's rape allegation was never adjudicated in the court of law, so by her own logic, should we not believe her? She claims that she protects women, but then she turns around and makes jokes about Matt Gaetz sexually abusing minors.
Well, let's be honest. We all knew that Matt Gaetz would never let the vote get to 18. I do have a message from Matt this evening. He really, really wanted to be here tonight, but he couldn't find a babysitter. To be his date, I mean, come on.
Nancy Mace is not an ally. She's a fraud with the victim complex and an iPhone. You don't get to say, believe women, and then publicly cozy up to the men they're trying to get away from. You know, like Donald Trump.
Hey everyone, Congresswoman Nancy Mace here. The Republican Party and Donald Trump are the party of and for women.
Your nighttime bedroom temperature has a huge impact on your sleep quality. If you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA and use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. Stop sleeping on bacteria. Bacteria can clog pores, causing breakouts and acne. Sleep clean with Miracle. Upgrade your sleep this year. Go to trymiracle.com/Gabe to try Miracle Sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo Gabe at checkout, you'll get a free 3-piece towel set and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Gabe and use promo code Gabe to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40%. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Gabe to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. Now, during Mace's interview on Hannity, her constituent, Eli Murray Quick, the guy that was in the video with her, went on to CNN to call out her ridiculous claims.
It's a simple thing. I asked a simple question. Nancy Mace was not held in this aisle. She had to clear out of this aisle. I was at least 8 feet away from her at all times. There was no aggression. There was no harassment. Nancy Mace likes to play the victim card, but that's not what happened here. I asked a simple question as a resident of the state of South Carolina, and she couldn't answer it. She couldn't meet the demand of the people.
I want to play for people because there was this, we saw only a part of this from what we played just now, but she tried to scold you, it seemed, when you started questioning her by citing her previous support for gay marriage, a point you did not raise, did not inquire about, and only mentioned the idea of wanting to know when her next town hall was. But I want to play this exchange to show what she said.
And by the way, I voted for gay marriage twice.
What does that have to do with me?
So I'm just saying, it has to everything to do with you.
Do you think everything about me has to do with gay marriage?
I do,
That's
absolutely.
your first stance when you speak with me?
Absolutely.
Why do you think she brought that up, and what was your reaction to her doing so?
Laura, Nancy Mace sees people in a single layer. She sees me and she sees the people of my community one way. She feels that we owe her something because she voted yay for gay marriage. We don't owe her anything. In fact, we'd like her to answer the questions that we actually have. When are you putting out your schedule for an actual town hall? When are you going to fight for the people of South Carolina instead of playing these theatrics like you're so good at?
Quick was spot on. Mace's meltdown was pure performance, playing the victim for clout, and then pulling out her support for gay marriage like it was some kind of political Uno reverse card. I mean, just look at how she keeps wearing those giant clown-like cross earrings. The Christian hypocrisy is off the charts with this loser. And look, some people have speculated that Mace is on drugs, like meth or coke, trying to make sense of her erratic behavior, but that's just it. It's not drugs. It's MAGA brain rot. A slow, degenerative condition that replaces empathy with vitriolic hatred and turns basic questions into acts of war. I mean, just look at how she treats anyone who's trans.
Yeah, tranny.
Mace doesn't debate policy. She screams slurs into a microphone with a smile.
And tranny. I don't really care.
She said it like she was casting a spell, and honestly, maybe she is, because something has clearly snapped with this bruja. This isn't politics or public service. This is a woman who needs to be f***ing committed. Now, her meltdown in the makeup aisle, that wasn't just some one-off incident. That was the inevitable result of a pattern. Because Nancy Mace has been dodging town halls like Trump avoids responsibility.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Back in March, she blew off a town hall hosted by the Low Country Accountability Alliance, a local, nonpartisan group. Mace dismissed them as left-wing extremists and paid agitators. That's right, a room full of South Carolinians asking about roads, healthcare, and maybe why she's constantly tweeting instead of legislating. Oh no, it's clearly Antifa in disguise! When she got called out for skipping it, her office claimed it wasn't safe, that she was being bullied, that there were threats. Except there were no names, no evidence, and no report filed. Which, to be fair, puts her right in line with the rest of the GOP, because running from constituents has basically become the Republican town hall strategy, and might explain why her idea of a town hall is a surprise phone call. Congresswoman Nancy Mace live telephone town hall. No date, no announcement, just, hey, I'm on the phone right now, so if you missed it, sucks to suck. But that's who Nancy Mace is. She doesn't want to actually do her job. She wants to scream slurs, post unhinged videos online, and suck up to Donald Trump and the festering hate that is MAGA. Instead of fighting to raise wages or protect healthcare, she's attacking constituents and obsessing over trans people who want absolutely nothing to do with her. And let's be clear, trans people do not want to be at the center of a national debate. They want what we all want: jobs, safety, housing, and the basic dignity of being left the hell alone. They want privacy, not a congressional inquisition about their genitalia. Nancy Mace treats public service like performance art and her own constituents like enemies.
Given what she has said earlier on Fox News, and also her post on X calling you, quote, an unhinged lunatic, a man wearing Daisy Dukes at a makeup store, and I'm sorry I had to even read that to you, what would you say?
Laura, it's a shame that you should have to even ask that question, that quote coming from the elected representative in Congress for South Carolina, making these types of statements. I feel great. You know, I've dealt with this for a large period of my life. I feel great. What I don't feel great about is the future of South Carolina with her touting a gubernatorial run. That's what I don't feel great about.
She doesn't want accountability. She wants applause. She wants headlines, victimhood, optics, and that sweet, sweet cable news bump. You know, everything but the job that she was elected to do. And for some reason, Nancy Mace is shocked that there are consequences for her vile behavior.
You're just a lying ass. Nancy Mace, you're a dumb rat. You're an absolute you whore. You're a piece of shit. Nancy Mace is a worthless. You're a horrible excuse for a human. off. I sincerely hope that you and all the Trump people can go where you deserve, and that is straight to hell. Nancy, for someone with the bone structure of a man, you should shut the up sometimes. I want you to shut the up. Nobody cares about you. I hope you have a horrible life. You, bitch. Step down, you stupid ass white supremacist, racist, homophobic piece of trash. You're a disgrace. You're straight garbage. Nancy dumbass Mace. Heartless, burn in hell.
The more you around, the more you're going to find out.
Want more What Was That? Go to whatwasthat.show to become a paid subscriber today and support independent journalism. There, you'll get exclusive episodes, deep dive breakdowns, and articles you won't find anywhere else. That's whatwasthat.show. Go check it out. Prefer to listen while you're on the go? What Was That is available on all major podcast platforms. Apple, Spotify, you name it. Until next time, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been What Was That?